Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPad mini that's basically available right now, the iPad mini 7th generation, and compare it against the M4 iPad Pro that you can basically buy in the brand new market. Now, both these are great iPads. If you have all the money in the world, then definitely get the iPad Pro, but I think the iPad mini is still pretty decent for some people as well. Now, number one, looking on the outside, the iPad Pro 4th generation, the iPad Pro M4 generation on the front is giving you an 11-inch Ultra Retina XDR display. It's a beautiful panel, it looks really nice, and I don't really have too many things to complain about here within this particular phone. I think it's a very good device if you're definitely going to pick one up. It's really decent, and it's a really, really good iPad. Like I said before, there's not really too many things to complain about here. On the iPad mini 7, this one is giving you an 8.3-inch Liquid Retina display. This one is smaller, definitely not as nice as the iPad Pro. It's still giving you true tone and anti-reflective coating, but you're basically missing out on ProMotion, which is one of the biggest advantages for buying something like an iPad Pro. You are getting flat sides and USB Type-C ports on the bottom, so they're both built relatively the same, and that is kind of a really big advantage for both these iPads, right? More so for the iPad mini 7, to be honest. On the back side, you're getting this flat back, you're getting this dual camera setup on the iPad Pro, single camera setup on the iPad mini 7, and definitely when you look at it on the outside, I'm a very big fan of them, but I would probably say that the iPad Pro is more up my alley than something like the iPad mini 7. Now, on top of that, when it comes down to basically the camera side of things, both of these cameras are pretty decent. I think they're good enough for the most part. 12 megapixel cameras on the back, 12 megapixel cameras, ultra-wide cameras on the front side. Realistically speaking, once again, the iPad Pro is definitely going to be giving you an overall better type of camera than something like an iPad mini. And that is something that I think is a really, really good feature. And I think that's something that's really awesome. I definitely do think if you're getting something like an iPad mini, that is a really good thing going on for that type of device because that camera is pretty good. But definitely, I think the iPad Pro is probably going to be giving you an overall better experience because that camera is just giving you more megapixels sometimes to play with, higher frame rate to play with, like so many better things all across the board. When it comes down to the software longevity, the iPad Pro is probably going to be the one that's going to last a longer period of time than the iPad mini. The mini is basically giving you that A17 Pro chip, which is still very good. Once again, don't really have too many things to complain about there, but the M4 chipset has the higher likelihood of lasting longer. And because Apple is just going to kind of, make that device probably going to be their main focus here, I think that one is the one where Apple's going to go through and try to make that one as good of a device as they can make it. And when it comes down to the battery life, I would probably say that, once again, a device like the iPad Pro is going to last for a very long time. Maybe the iPad mini 7, you can make the argument that that device could end up lasting, longer here and there. But once again, I'd probably say something like the iPad mini, still going to be giving you good battery life, but maybe the iPad Pro might be better. And finally, with the performance side, once again, we're comparing the Apple A17 Pro chipset inside of the iPad mini versus the M4 chipset inside of the iPad Pro. So once again, I would probably tell you that with an iPad Pro, this device's performance is very, very good. I feel like if you're going to go through and pick up a device, that device is going to be giving you really good performance. And I feel like the iPad mini 7 is still also like a very good performing device. I don't really have that, I don't have too many things to complain about here with the iPad mini 7. And that type of device is going to be the one that's probably going to be giving you an overall better experience. But I look at something like the iPad Pro, and that is a much better experience here. ProMotion display also is going to make it feel and perform so much better. So that is the one that I see as kind of being the better one here, but I think the iPad mini is still a good performing iPad. So to kind of sum it up, what I definitely will tell you is that a device like the iPad Pro is probably going to be the one that's going to be the better one in almost every single way. That is a phone that I'd recommend every single person to go ahead and buy. It looks better, performs better, and that is kind of the one that's my go-to recommendation for a lot of people. I think the iPad mini is a good priced iPad. I think if you're going to go through and pick up an iPad, then by all means pick up that one. But like I said before, I do think it genuinely makes a lot more sense to go and buy something like an iPad, Pro in my personal opinion, than something like an iPad mini 7. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.